why did you become a trainer?
So why did I become a trainer? So I first started lifting weights when I was in towards the latter end of my high school. It would be the equivalent of like high school over here. And it kind of was started through a like in Ireland, there's a big kind of not a culture, but it's common for like younger kids and stuff, and even through up to generations, like kind of making fun of your peers and your friends and stuff, but in a jokey way. It's not as condemned, so I would say, like as in other cultures maybe. So that kind of teasing and like joking and slagging from my peers, because I was always kind of like a slender guy, like I was slim growing up, like I was quite skinny and not much muscle at all. I always played football and stuff, so I was a little bit athletic, but always really made me kind of a skinny dude. Like, so I kind of started training due to like that kind of little bit of pressure from peers. Like it started from a kind of place of anxiety, like, and a lack of confidence, like what most people would feel anyway. That's kind of why a lot of people get started. But that is why I initially began, was kind of that, to improve my confidence and stuff, and just fit in more with the guys and all that sort of stuff. Not a very positive reason to begin training in the first place, but after that, then that was when I kind of found that training was, it kind of gives that peace of mind and that kind of tranquility effect. Like I feel like as I got more involved and more serious with my training, I kind of your mental health changes with that, like your outlook and your perspective. And I think it just kind of gave me that peace of mind that where everyone's in here to do the same thing. We're all working to improve our health, our mental health, our physical health. So then as I got older, I just kind of realized that, and that really, really helped with my mental health, and kind of just accepting that sometimes you look the way you look, your genes are the way they are, and you can't always change that. But I feel like that physical activity regularly definitely helps with accepting that, and definitely improves the mental side of things. And this was around, so I finished school, I was working kind of not dead end jobs, but I was working in construction. And again, in Ireland, there's a kind of mentality, a way of thinking that like guys working in construction, it's seen as the bottom of the barrel in Ireland, which is unfair. But that kind of got to me, and I was feeling really, really unhappy doing that sort of work. I felt like I had no real purpose. Like I was just working just to get by. Like I wasn't really loving what I was doing. I wasn't really helping anyone. I was just working for the sake of working. So once I realized that, like the gym at the end of my work shift was my favorite part of the day. It was the part of the day I looked forward to the most. And that was when I kind of began to explore the possibility of maybe this could be my profession. Maybe I can do this as a job. So I reached out to a couple of friends, or a friend of mine who I knew was a coach, and I was just asking him how he got started, where he got started, and how he's doing. Like, is it a sustainable job? Is it a enjoyable job? These sort of things. And he was really, really emphasizing the positive feeling of when you help someone out, and when they acknowledge you and thank you for that help that you've given them to change their life, like change their mentality for the better, change their physique for the better, like helping people with confidence and anxiety, all these stuff that I would have not suffered with, but dealt with in the past. And then when people reach out to you and thank you for that sort of impact you've made on their life, it's just really, really fulfilling. And everything that I was hoping to get out of like a job, I was hoping to reach people, to make an impact on people's lives, and all in a positive way. So I think when I found out that really pushed me to become a coach, to start my course, and And that was when I made my plan that, yeah, okay, I'm going to be a trainer now. I love training. I want to know more about training, and I want to also help people overcome the similar things that I would have faced earlier on in life. And so I began my course then. And I was researching the best ones to do in Ireland. I didn't have a third level education, so I was looking for the best possible course I could do without that third level degree, because obviously those guys get the best education. So I knew if I want to get to their standard, I have to do the best course I can do, and then B, work my ass off after that to get up to par with those guys. So I began my course and really, really loved it. So it was one of the better ones in Ireland. They said they're the best. Well, everybody says they're the best. But I did really, really enjoy it. It was exactly that introduction that I needed, like in terms of programming, nutrition, macros, different cycles, all that sort of information was great. I did, as I got more education and experience after the course, I realized that a lot of the mechanics and the actual cues and everything that they go through for the movements, a lot of it is outdated and either unsafe or, like I said, just old. And there's a lot more research and stuff gone into proper biomechanics. So I just felt that was the only downside of the course. I felt I had to kind of relearn a lot of stuff after it. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself there. So I finished my course, and not long after that, I began working in a similar gym to maybe Gold's Gym or Steve Nash, although they treat their workers a lot better. But it was that kind of big corporation gym, and so I began working there. So that was a good next step. And then about 2 or 3 weeks in was when I had my slip disc injury. So this was a huge turning point in my coaching career. Obviously, I had to watch the guys who I did my course with, and like my peers in that area of, like, in working in the fitness industry and stuff. I had to kind of watch them excel and do the sort of things that I was longing to do, really. So I was kind of feeling feelings of like jealousy and putting myself down. Obviously, that's where I don't want to be jealous of anyone ever. It's an ugly emotion, but I did feel like that. I felt very jealous and just robbed of what I was meant to be doing. And I was definitely the worst mental state of my life that I've ever been in. That injury took me out of the gym for about 4 to 5 months. And when you're struggling to even stand up straight, like, and put pressure on one side of your body, you nearly don't see a path back to your full health when you're in that position. So it was definitely really, really tough. And well, like I said, it was a bit of a turning point, because after that, I did realize that after that time out, that I didn't want to go back to any other job. Like, that, those couple of months out really nailed home how much I wanted to do this, like how much I needed to pursue this career once I was back to full health. And then I think that I just realized that coaching was really my call in life, and it's what I'm best at. And if I can help other people in the process, then it's a win-win, really, because I'm loving what I'm doing and I'm also helping other people overcome. Maybe they had injuries, hopefully not as severe, but I want to help people kind of deal with that and prevent that or recover from that if possible. So after that injury then, so I really, really, really placed emphasis on keeping all my clients, A, safe first and foremost, and then B, making sure that they're executing the moves as well as they possibly can, and not kind of taking half-ass attempts and just maybe rushing through a session because they're not quite understanding this one thing. I don't mind sitting down and just clearing up one particular movement that we need to nail down before we move on, because the last thing I want for anybody is to suffer the injury I suffered. So keeping everybody safe is always my priority. It's my safety brain is always on in the gym, never switches off. One thing that I've noticed, like, it's more important than anything really that we do, is keeping the clients safe. So yeah, that was a very tough time to kind of come around and get through. But I came out the other side stronger, and I feel like it's definitely made me a better coach in the long run. And yeah, now I just have a genuine passion for helping other people with their confidence, with their quality of life, their mindset, their energy, everything, all these things that we get out of training that you might not associate with lifting weights or resistance training. Kind of, you don't think about the confidence side. Well, not everybody would think about the confidence side of things, their longevity, their quality of life. All this sort of stuff gets affected by regular exercise and good eating, healthy eating. So that's what I just try to emphasize, really.
Do you think that injury, do you think it made you a better trainer than maybe you were starting out to head towards?
Definitely. Because when I was obviously doing something wrong, I'm guessing it was a bit of a, what's the word? A cumulative injury, I would say. I wasn't one deadlift or one squat that I did. I think it was an accumulative effect of maybe some poor form before coaching. Like I said, working on construction, so like lumping things around. I do also have a bit of my mom, hereditary, like she has bad back pain. She says it's hereditary. Her mother had back pain, and so on. So I think realizing all those things, and after the injury, it definitely made me place more emphasis on just keeping everybody safe in what they're doing, having the core strength to be able to do those lifts, having the proper joint function, all of these things that I just constantly am aware of now. So it definitely did make me a better coach in the long run. It was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, maybe, in that way. I hope it never happens again, though.
Yeah, no, I hope it doesn't happen as well. Do you think that your injury also helped with your thirst for knowledge? Like you mentioned that, the course you were in was kind of basic, similar to many training courses, actually. And it's those extra courses that I think are very important. Do you think that helped your quest or thirst for knowledge?
Definitely, because I was just always looking for the better way to do, the safer way to do this exercise. Is there a reason why we need to, for example, when we're squatting, I learned after my course to tuck my chin into my chest. You see a lot of people squatting with their chin looking into the mirror. These little small things that can affect like our spinal health, and when we're loading under these conditions, like I definitely have more of a awareness, and it definitely gave me that drive to go out and know how to do this lift safely, as opposed to the way, because the way I was taught, I was seeing different more experienced coaches doing them in different ways and giving different tips on how to perform them better, safer, more effectively. So I think after that injury definitely gave me a bit of a kick to go and learn more about how to do everything safer, understanding how muscles work and how to train the muscles that we're trying to target, more so than just doing just a squat. And just once it looks okay, which I feel like a lot of trainers do. I don't want to badmouth anyone, but sometimes you see stuff where I know myself that they could be doing two or three different little things that could make their squat more effective and safer. And yeah, my injury kind of just pushed me to go and learn those extra couple of cues, different sources, different different coaches and stuff. A lot of independent learning that I did has helped me a lot. Like there's so much free information on like places like Instagram if you're following the right type of coaches and the right sources of information. And it's just being able to differentiate the two. So the not so good sources and the guys who you can tell really know their stuff. That's also the danger in something like that in Instagram, because there's a lot of free information out there. So someone who doesn't have as good of a understanding of biomechanics or the way our body moves, the way we're supposed to move, they might be taking on the wrong sort of information that's out there. So yeah, it's as a coach, it's easier for me to differentiate the two, but for the clients out there and stuff, they might not be able to know. So I really want to do my best to reach as many people as possible to prevent as many potential injuries as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And you're saving them time, like you said, if it's just a squat, let's say, and instead of just cranking out 10 that are kind of okay, to really focus on engaging everything that's working. And you will actually eventually save more time because you'll rapidly progress once you master that form or biomechanics. So yeah, thank you for that.
No, and as well with the correct biomechanics, like we will be stronger. Like we will be able to lift that weight more effectively and safer. And with the correct biomechanics, you'll find it can even sometimes be less efforts because everything is moving in the way it's supposed to be, and you can be a lot stronger than what you may have thought if you were doing something slightly wrong.
Exactly. And then final question then for you. Final two questions. What does personal trainer in general mean to you?
So I'm actually not the biggest fan of the term personal trainer, because I think it kind of sounds like you're just there to train the client in that session. Like you're there for the 1 hour. I'm your trainer for this hour. I like using like the term like either fitness coach or health and fitness coach, because we're training them, and then we're coaching them like through their daily habits, their lifestyle habits, their macros, their sleep time, their wake, all these other things that you wouldn't necessarily put into you might not associate with the word trainer, but with a coach. I feel like that just kind of covers the board a little bit better. So that's what a personal trainer is, or a fitness coach should be: a trainer first and foremost, and then be able to coach you through all the other aspects of health and fitness, not just the training aspects. So like our sleep, our stress, our activity. There's so many different factors that come into the picture when we're talking about coaching, not just the training aspects of it. So, and then as well with that, like we're also there to emotionally support, to help shape their mentality over time. So it's a lot more than just training. Like we've very intricate job in that sense. There's lots of tiny little different things that we're controlling to help get us to where we want to be.
Excellent. Well said. And that kind of answers my second question, which was going to be, how are you more than a personal trainer? Because yes, you are right. And in general, people hear the word personal trainer, and you're right. It is somebody that in general is, you come to the gym and they beat you up for X amount of time and then you're gone. Similar to like a group class instructor. Whereas like a health and fitness coach is more well-rounded, and we are also personal trainer, but as a good or an excellent personal trainer like yourself, you focus on learning a little bit about their nutrition, the mental side, the physical side, progressing it in a calendar, helping explain on an emotional level how it will impact you. And then giving them tools that they can utilize on their own for life.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Be educating them so that they can train alone, but hopefully treating them so well so that they don't want to. That would
Yeah.
be my goal.
Yeah, you're right. And I find that with many of our clients that they don't necessarily need us after even sometimes the first few months, but they really look forward and enjoy and come to us. And some of them have been with us for over a decade that keep coming.